Hello, and welcome back to Bybit pop-up stream number 8. This is the latest addition to our stream lineup where we unbox new listings, launchpads, and of course, surprise giveaways in real time. I'm your host for today. My name is Shadi, and today we're diving into an exciting project. First of all, let me see where everyone is watching in from. So drop in your country in the comments section, and we'll read them out loud in a bit. So today we're diving into the future of mobile Web3 with Jambo, a project that's not just building a phone, but a crypto-native ecosystem set to onboard the next billion users. Jambo already has 6.6 million wallets registered, and that's only in 2024. They've already sold 700,000 JamboPhones in 120 plus countries, and they're backed by the likes of Paradigm. That's very exciting. And we got to meet the team in many different countries also. And because we love our Bybit family, we have a special treat for you. We have 5 JamboPhones up for grabs. And do you want to know how to qualify? Here's how to qualify. Sign up on Bybit, register for the event on the announcement page, which we will drop to you as well. And you can find it on our social media pages. And deposit 100 USDT or more to secure your chance. Stay tuned for more details during the stream. Now, let's jump into the main event. To tell us more about this incredible project, we have James Zhang, co-founder and CEO of Jambo. James, welcome to the Bybit pop-up stream. How are you doing today? James, you need to unmute, by the way.
Well, what a great start, eh?
Cool.
Thanks for having me, Shadi. Hi to everyone on the stream. Very excited to share. Thanks for having me today.
Anytime, man. It's good to have you. How excited are you? Your project has been growing so fast, and everyone's been literally hyping about it so much. We saw our announcement tweet for the live stream got over 500K views, which is so unheard of.
No, I think it's not just myself. The entire team has been super excited. You know, anytime, especially in Web3 and crypto, right? You do a lot of work on your product, et cetera. But at the end of the day, who comes into your project, a lot of it is how you distribute your token and value and make your community money. And a lot of that distribution process and reaching to our users actually through platforms such as yourself on Bybit. So really appreciate being here.
100%. So let's kind of jump into the questions. And I think most of the users would also love to hear about all the things that makes Jambo Jambo. What inspired the creation of Jambo Phone? And what makes it unique compared to other Web3 devices?
100%. Maybe to prelude this question, I'll give a quick background on myself, because this really ties into how we started Jambo. Essentially, I'm James, co-founder and CEO of Jambo. I'm ethnically Chinese, but I grew up my entire life in Africa, in the DRC in Central Africa. Family's 3rd generation from there. You know, when you grow up in an area, somewhere like Africa with 54 countries and 1.4 billion people, huge,
very
insane.
Huge.
You can't, you when you're in the States, you can send money to your friend, using Venmo. In China, you can use WeChat. In Brazil, Pix. But at the end of the day, in Africa, there is no, really cross-border payment system. When you're trying to do remittances and pay, your supplier, et cetera, it's very, very difficult, right? And at the end of the day, banking the unbanked, where more than 40% of the region is like that. So long story short
cash transfers mostly. Sorry, I was saying I think they send cash transfers mostly.
No, exactly, right? I'm really picking on Africa to give examples here. But at the end of the day, even if you look at Mexico, there's 58 billion of remittances every year, 100%. About 3.4% of the GDP of Mexico is that, but 6 to 10% of cost to send a transaction. So there's so much being taken away by legacy systems, by middlemen. So long story short, to wrap this up is grew up in Africa, ended up in New York studying computer science at NYU. I ran a crypto fund for 4 years from 2017 to 21. I was very fortunate that when I graduated, it was the first sort of crypto retail bull wave. But essentially, at the end of the day, really want to touch upon the reasons why I got into crypto and how I grew up, which is cross-border payments, remittances, banking the unbanked, and all that with mobile. So that's how Jambo essentially started. We realized no matter if it's our largest market right now, like Latin America, like Brazil, Southeast Asia or Africa, mobile is the beginning and end for most things. So that's sort of how we even came about to Jambo. Now, real quick on what makes the Jambo phone different. It's a $99 smartphone that you can play games like PUBG, Genshin Impact with no lag. 10 a.m. you buy the phone, you're 19 years old in Lagos. You come into the phone, there's 20 applications pre-installed. Our Jambo app is only one of them. It's your multi-chain wallet where we support over 13 chains at the moment, and your questing platform. Tells you how to spend your time in the other apps to earn tokens. And then we provide you on and off ramps in over 100 countries. So essentially it's the phone that pays you. But yeah, we're very proud of the team to be building the largest on-chain mobile network today.
It's fantastic. I mean, the first time I ever saw the phone was actually at Solana Breakpoint, and I was really excited to see it. When you told me when one of your team members, I think it was, what was his name? The guy who always wears tank tops?
It might be Sam, our marketing.
The South Korean guy?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. He was like, I mean, his energy is just insane. And I think you got the right person to promote Jambo for you. When you guys discussed the price, I was like in awe. I was like, wow, really? Like $99 just for like a smartphone? I mean, even the major players in smartphones don't even have like $100 smartphones. And you guys are making it with an extra additive where you have wallet and you can earn while you use the phone, which is a fantastic thing that you guys came up with. So right now, like Jambo has already like registered 6.6 million wallets. How has that journey been, and what's the next step to like scaling the user base? I mean, to be honest, the price itself will just get everyone on board, but what else will you guys do?
I think at the end of the day, Jambo is just trying to solve the issue of choke point for crypto adoption, which is onboarding and accessibility. With onboarding, you want to have the full stack infrastructure to bring to a user. If I just provide it, if I don't even say a phone, right? If I say Jambo, we're providing full vertically integrated infrastructure for users to be able to actually access the best decentralized mobile applications. Might not even be a phone. It could be anything that has pre-installed Web3 apps. It has connectivity to the internet, localized and on-ramp and off-ramp. I think a big part of our strategy, like the team goes to sleep and wakes up, is just distribution. And we know distribution is king. And that's why we don't make a single dollar on our phone. Like we break even, to be honest, with our margin, which is very different from traditional how a company is run. So essentially what we want to do is get as many phones out there as possible, have the best partners pre-installed in the phone. And essentially then can we actually bring this to the masses and always talk about onboarding next billion users. I believe, honestly, this is one of the ways to do so, when you can own the vertically integrated infrastructure and provide connectivity.
Okay, cool. Can you give me a bit of a background on like how you met with the majority of your team? Like how did you kind of like get majority of these people on board, and what were their kind of what's the word I'm looking for? They're like USP, let's say, that made them the team that you need to launch the phone?
Great question. I'll put it this way, right? Right now we sell to over 100 countries, like very cross-border distribution. But the team that I have around me, at least, even the closest, there's at least a few of them I went to school with over 10 years ago, including the Sam, South Korean. He used to be a K-pop star. I think trust and how we work together is a big part, and knowing what journey you're on. So to get into more specifics is, I think it's a huge advantage that I grew up in Africa to understand the issues, the needs, and what to bring over, the problems to solve. But at the end of the day, when you deal with a smartphone, you're dealing with supply chain, anything with hardware supply chain, and that is almost always in Asia. So being Chinese, we can communicate with a lot of the suppliers. We can get the cost low. It took like a year to get 3 factories and to get our cost lower than $99, because you got to still factor in shipping, customs tax, and your distributors need to make money. So end of the day, I think very fortunate to meet a lot of the team along the journey. But honestly, a lot of the C-level members are, very good friends I've known for a long time, and they've been in the space for a while as well.
Fantastic. How many team members do you have at the moment?
Core team, I'd say around 10, 12. Total team over 80. And a big part of that is the way our company is set up with distributing to so many countries, right? Like growing up in Africa, in Congo, Belgium, I speak French, and that is great for West Africa, etc. But in Brazil, like, that's Portuguese, our main market, Latin, Spanish. So I think a lot of what we do is sort of trying to localize.
It's a big team. I mean, big team for like that kind of project, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait,
exactly.
At the moment, does it only come in blue, or what other colors does it come in?
So Jambo Phone 1 was actually released 2024 January, and most of we sold about 700 something thousand phones. Most of that is Jambo Phone 1s, because we only announced the Jambo Phone 2 at Solana Breakpoint a few months ago. And essentially the difference is triple the specs, Jambo Phone 2 of Jambo Phone 1, same price. And the light blue is sort of a bit more in tune with our company culture and our branding. But at the end of the day, I think it's just the most powerful, like no cost, machine for you to spend time, earn tokens. Everything there's Web3 inside. The App Store is Android. I'll make that very clear for everyone, right? Because if you want to ship to over 100 countries and work with distributors and all these to reach these new users, if you're not an Android or iOS system, the distributors don't even work with you. So when you're trying to do numbers in the over 500K to millions this year, you have to solve supply chain and margins, and at the end of the day, that as well. So yeah, light blue is a bit of our design side.
Nice. I mean, it suits it, especially for when it comes to Web3. I mean, Bybit went for the whole purple. Some players went for green. Some players went for like a darker shade. But I feel like the flashiness of blue, green, purple, and I think there's one more color, just represents Web3.
For sure. By the way, Shadi, I don't know if you're looking at the chat. I think there might be a restart or something.
Yes.